Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Dropped Frames. It's episode 90. Did you guys know it's episode 90? We're 10 away from 100 or something. So we're going to kill a show at 100. That's just how it goes.
We got 10 more shows and we're done.
10 more shows and we're done.
It's fine. It's been a ride, man.
It has been a ride. It's been 2 years. Welcome to our second show of 2017. Our guest this week is none other than Zeke. Can you please introduce him? Because I'll say his name wrong. You know how to say his name right.
Oh, yeah, I do. Right. Sacriel.
Hey, you did it right. Well done.
Well, of course. No. In private or on my channel, I'll fuck it up. But
it's not Sacriel?
There's a Y in there somewhere, I think.
All this time.
I've always pronounced it Sacriel because I look at it like Gabriel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You really lay into the EL at the end. You're like Sacriel.
Was Sacriel an angel?
Yeah, Seraphim angel. Yeah.
He was? Okay. Was he pretty high up? Are you a pretty high up angel?
I don't know. Like when I first made my first paladin in WoW, I was like, I need some kind of Seraphim name. So I Googled like Seraphim names and it was like Gabriel, Archael, Sacriel. And I was like, oh, that sounds cool. So that was my first Warcraft name. And that was like 7 or 8 years before I became a content creator. And it just stuck.
That is funny because my first D&D character and what I tried to get as my Justin.tv name, what was already taken, was Cethariel.
Oh, yeah.
So you could have been Cethariel in another universe, Zeke. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. If I had known at the time,
Cethariel the Third
for myself.
What's the third thing?
More thought into it, but it was Justin TV. If no one cared, Wild West, just like I'll put whatever. I'll put Poopy Pants McGee.
I think Zeke's name came. There was already someone that was copying Man vs. Game. He was the third, so he was Ezekiel the Third.
That's where it's from. Okay, I got you. Yeah, Sacriel was wondering where the third came from, Zeke, but we figured it out. We got it. Through deductive
10 more
reasoning.
shows, motherfucker. 10 more shows.
Anyways, Twitch announced, we'll just start off with this because I think it's the biggest news of the week, at least as it pertains to us. Twitch announced TwitchCon's going to be in Long Beach. And it's in October this year. It's towards the end of October 20th through the 22nd. Sounds great. Sounds like it's just going to be like the last one. Like it's Southern California, no issues. Yeah. The weather should be fine. The other places that I heard where it might be were much worse than Long Beach, in my opinion. So I'm glad that they ended up there.
Where else did you hear?
Downtown Chicago.
I don't know if I could say where I heard, but yeah. Long Beach to me sounds like a no-brainer. I've never been to Long Beach, though. I assume it's just like every other place in Southern California because they're all pretty much the same. And maybe Southern Californians will hate me for saying that, but it's kind of true.
We were thinking about Des Moines.
Des Moines, yeah. That'll be in a couple years when Twitch is just so commonplace. They'll just be able to. We're going to Kansas City. Google Fiber had it right.
That'll be TwitchCon Prime, and then Twitch Prime East can be in New York.
Oh God.
West. There we go.
Oh God. I hope not.
Can we get a Royal TwitchCon in London so I don't have to spend $4,000?
Dude, no kid.
Royal TwitchCon.
I will be heading to London this summer for a wedding, but it is fucking expensive to fly across. How do you do that for all these conventions?
Yeah, it's pretty insane. It's a little bit easier now because Shannon works with Twitch, so they at least pay for her, but I still pay my own way, so it's pretty rough.
It is ridiculous. And you're not as tall as me, so I don't know if I could stand coach for 11 hours or however long it's going to be for the flight. So.
Oh, have you never gone cross ocean?
No, I've never flown internationally. The only place I've ever been outside of the U.S. is Canada. I've been to Toronto and Montreal. And I guess I've been. Have I been
from Texas? That's the longest flight.
What? Well, they had a connection most places. I connected in Atlanta or something like that. I don't know.
Well, every flight I've ever taken, which is
a lot.
Well, if you count back and forth, I've taken 4 flights, and even the coach seats, they're pretty roomy. They're not too bad.
Okay.
They're really, really big aircraft.
That makes me feel better because Strippin said it was the absolute worst, and every time he flies, he fucking hates it. So I don't know if he just hates flying or if he was just telling me that because he wants me to suffer or with the knowledge of suffering. I don't know.
When you go it's pretty roomy, and they look after you pretty well because so long.
Because I was telling Aaron like I'm gonna fly business class. He's like, well, you're gonna be up there by yourself because I'm not fucking paying for that ticket. I was like, God damn it. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to make a decision. But circling back to Twitch, everyone okay with the dates? When was it last year? Was it earlier?
It was
later, wasn't it?
I thought it was early October, right? Because wasn't it in the first
see.
week of October that Twitch Prime activated?
It was. Yeah, it was the first week. Yeah,
like a month after.
So
it was done.
Yeah,
so it's about 3 weeks later.
Yeah, I think it was October 3rd and 4th or something.
Oh,
like that.
Wait, it's gonna be. Oh, it sucks for Dan, dude.
That he tweeted that out last night. Yeah, he said he doesn't know if he's going to go to TwitchCon because it's right in the middle of Horror Month. So,
oh yeah,
bummer.
That kind of sucks.
That's gonna be interesting with Dan because now with the new IRL stuff dictates if you're not doing live content, you have to be set as not playing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, remember we talked about that on the show. So I'm wondering
about that.
I wonder if that's going to be weird. It's going to be interesting.
No, but rebroadcasts are still okay.
No, if you're not doing live content,
if you're not
supposed
there.
to be not playing. You're not supposed to be in the live gaming category if you aren't actually playing the content.
It kind of makes sense, right? If you're not there playing the game, you shouldn't be
yeah.
taking the top spot from someone that's actually live playing the game, I suppose.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know. It'll be weird.
The other thing
Sucks.
that's interesting is it's also the same weekend as DreamHack Denver, which is I think that'll be their third. Because they have DreamHack Austin on the 28th of April, DreamHack Atlanta on the 21st of July, and then DreamHack Denver on the 20th of October. So it's also interesting because that's sponsored by Monster Energy. So I wonder if the Tim the Tapmans and the Summits of the world are going to have to be pulled to go to that because of sponsor obligations, or if they'll be sent to TwitchCon. Like, I don't know if they have that much pull or what those contracts break down to, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm interested in how the whole scheduling thing goes, but as for me, like, great. Sounds perfect. October should be fine. Weather should be perfect. I'm not too worried about it. There's no other cons around that I want to go to. I don't think. When is PAX Prime? Is that earlier?
Late August.
Late August.
Late August. Okay. Great.
Yeah, it's always the last weekend in August as far as I know.
And then PAX East is like in April or March or something, right? Yeah, March 10th
End
to
of
12th.
March.
Okay. Kel, you're not going to PAX East, right?
I'm not going to PAX South, PAX East, and I still don't know about Twitch Prime.
Or TwitchCon?
TwitchCon, whatever.
Zeke,
I still don't know if I'm going to be able to go.
understandable. I mean, you have a new kid on the place, so
I'm going to. That's the thing. Like, I want to say like, oh yeah, I'll be there for sure, but there's no way I can say that.
Yeah.
yeah. Zeke, are you going to East? If they do, I would assume the answer is if Twitch does stuff there.
Well, I might go to East anyway.
Yeah.
I love Boston, and I love hanging out there, and I have friends that I can crash with if there's no stage show or whatever. So I just have to probably just get my flight out there and have the rest taken care of.
Yeah.
Another manners.
True.
Yeah, East is something. East is one that I really like to go to. Prime, I'm not sure about. TwitchCon, always.
Yeah, I didn't go to Prime last year, and I didn't really feel too bad about not going. Did I go to East last year? Was I at East? Do you guys remember? I think I was at East.
Blur, right?
Yeah, they all kind of merged together, so I don't know. You didn't go to Prime last year, Sakura? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and I'm not going this year either. So for the last 4 years, I've gone to every single convention, like every PAX at least, and TwitchCon. This will be the first year where I'm not doing South and I'm not doing Prime. So we're going to do East and TwitchCon.
Yeah, South is going to be kind of barren this year.
Are you guys doing any EU stuff, Zach?
I don't tend to, but I've got a couple of sponsored things on the table that they might want me to do shows that I've never done before. So maybe, we're not sure yet.
Awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, South is going to be... I know of 3 broadcasters going. Everyone else is not going. And it was already pretty dead last year. Twitch doesn't have a booth this year. So I don't know.
Jesus.
Yeah. Twitch isn't... Twitch has a... Z, correct me if I'm wrong. Twitch has a booth, but they're not broadcasting from there. Is that...
Well...
or can you even comment on that? I don't even know if you can.
No. I know they don't have a live stage show.
Okay.
I know that.
Okay.
Wow.
As far as if they have a booth or anything, I'm not sure. I'm really not.
Yeah, I'm very interested. Luckily, I don't have to travel to South. I live in San Antonio, so it's not like it's going to be a loss for me if I have to go to that and no one's there. But I'm really interested to see because It's not barren. There's a lot of foot traffic. There's a decent amount of foot traffic. I shouldn't say a lot, but it's nothing compared to like East or Prime. That's for sure.
I wonder how many tickets are sold on the basis of people wanting to see their favorite content creators. Because if you say, hey, imagine a PAX with no Twitch, no events, no meet and greets and all that. I wonder
Dude,
how many people.
Yeah.
The first PAX South with no Twitch, like it probably would have been like completely barren. That was the first thing you saw when you entered PAX South.
Was.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of wild to think about.
Yeah, and that was my first con completely.
Really?
Was that one PAX South where I met everybody.
Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, it'll
The first one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was that the one we did karaoke?
I'd imagine. Yeah.
Wait, there's a karaoke. There's a karaoke bar in San Antonio. I figured we wouldn't have one, but I guess it makes sense.
Well, there's karaoke bars anywhere you go, buddy.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess growing up in San Antonio, I just think there's nothing cool here because there's nothing cool here. So that's where my mind is at when I say that.
PAX South was the first time I had Brazilian barbecue.
Oh, that's right. We went to Fogo de Chao. Yeah.
Yeah. And that became like a kind of a regular thing. Like last year we did it as well. I think it was good.
Yeah. That place. I'd said this as well, but back then. But that's where I went to my high school graduation dinner. So, yeah, I've got history in San Antonio, man. I grew up here, so I don't know what it's going to be. It might be dead.
Which convention is it where I think it's like your favorite restaurant? What's it called? The Special or something?
Oh, that's BlizzCon. The playground?
Oh, BlizzCon. The playground, that's it. Yeah,
That's at Disney World, right?
Yeah, it's near Disney, yeah. Well, it's in Santa Ana. Yeah.
I remember that. That was badass.
Playground's good food. It's good.
Maybe I'll go to BlizzCon this year since I'm not doing. I'm skipping a couple of PAXs. Maybe I'll hit up BlizzCon. I've never been there. I'm not a Blizzard fanboy or anything, but I heard it's fucking awesome from everybody who ever goes there.
I think knowing you, and this sounds really awful, but knowing you and how much time you spend at bars, I think you'll have a really good time at BlizzCon because that's kind of what everyone does. Is the con happens during the day, and then literally everyone at the convention floor, however many fucking people that is, come over to the Hilton bar and just sit there. The shitty part about it is this year, or last year rather, in 2016, they added a DJ there, and it is like obnoxiously loud, terrible music. Just like the worst fucking EDM bullshit you ever heard. And it is so awfully loud that you can't hear anyone talk. You can't even hear yourself like breathe. So I just was never at the bar at all. I don't know why they made that decision, so maybe that'll make your decision, Zeke. We'll see.
You should make your own party.
I usually do. I usually go to the playground or other places. There's a lot of great places there to eat.
It's funny that you say that funny that I brought that up because whenever I'm at a con and I'm like, well, I'm done working for the day. Let's check the 3 people on my phone that I want to see what they're doing. And JP is one of those like, what are you doing tonight?
Yeah. I usually try to do something every night. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I form your little ass kiss chorus like, hey, JP.
The ass kiss chorus? I never thought of it that way.
I stole that.
I thought it was just friends having fun at my dinner, Zeke. I thought that's all it was.
No, that's what I don't personally feel like it, but I think like maybe people outside are like, oh, look at everybody following JP around.
Oh, maybe so. I don't know.
That's it.
Did you guys get hotels, by the way, for TwitchCon? This was a topic of conversation on Twitter because Twitch announced that they were going live at like 8 a.m. and then they went live at like midnight or something. It was like 7 hours before they announced the announcement. And then the hotels went live. And then I saw people tweeting that the hotels were already bumping their prices up the day of the announcement. So have you guys bothered to even check hotels or anything like that yet?
Well, I don't. Not the short answer is not yet. Since I don't know if I'm going to go, I also didn't know because I'm talking to Twitch about if I don't know if I'm going to be able to go, if I'm going to be able to do like a featured partner thing, all that stuff, because they handled all that stuff last time.
Right.
So, but yeah, I've heard people that have been trying to get hotels are already sold out. Like a lot of the big ones are completely sold out and booked already. It looks like it's going to be really big. So
yeah, let's see here. I'll just view hotels as an attendee. It's 189, 199, 229, 209, 209, 201. It's not too bad yet. It's not BlizzCon ridiculousness where it's like $400 to $600 a night. By the way, Zeke, it's $400 to $600 a night anywhere on the strip at BlizzCon. They jacked up all the prices. It's ridiculous.
Do they have a hostel anywhere over there?
There's a lot. It's in downtown Disney, so there's a ton of hotels everywhere.
Oh yeah.
But if you want like on the main strip, it's ungodly expensive.
Sure.
So, go ahead.
A lot of people I know do the Airbnb stuff. Like they don't even look at hotels. The Airbnb stuff is I mean it's like, you know, Uber for hotels. It's like such an awesome online revolution where you can be like, hey, I have this apartment that I'm not going to be in for a week. If you want to fucking stay here for a few $100.
Right.
Plus, they tend to have good internet because it's like someone's house, so you can stream if you bring like a PC or a laptop or whatever.
Yeah, I know a bunch of broadcasters have been doing that in the past. It might become more normal. Might become the thing to do for sure.
No, I had at TwitchCon, I had my mod dinner at one of my mods' that their Airbnb, and it was very nice. We fit like 12 people in there very comfortably, had dinner. It was great.
Yeah. I've never done the Airbnb stuff. I don't know too much about that or how it all works. But
I know a lot of people that have done it and they swear by it.
Is it cheaper?
Oh yeah.
But the big thing is like when you Airbnb, a lot of times you get basically an apartment. So you get, like at home internet and you have a kitchen and you have
to cook. Yeah.
Yeah. It's generally it's a lot more kind of like a home away from home and not a hotel room.
So even if it costs the same as a hotel room, it's not just a bed and a bathroom. It's actually a proper experience, right?
Might look into that. I wonder how fast those are going to fill up now that we've talked about it on the show. Airbnb Long Beach. I'll just go look here. Wow, they're like $55 a day, and it's like a full size house.
Wait, I haven't made my plans yet. Shut up.
These are not expensive at all.
Be careful. Apparently, there's some scams and stuff where people will take pictures of other people's houses and then be like, "Hey, you can stay in my suite, like by the river house and all this," and they'll charge loads of money. And then people just turn up and like knock on the door, like, "Hey, we're here to stay," and people are like, "Who are you?"
Holy shit!
Yeah, so they
terrible.
They have to have like a registration thing where you have to like send in documents to prove you own the houses and stuff, so you can filter for like definite people that own houses rather than any other.
Or take the risk.
Yeah.
Or
Maybe you'll have a place to stay.
The first thing I thought of was like you can handle it like a kidnapping and like hold up today's paper inside of the apartment. Be like, "See, I'm here.
See?
Today's paper. Look."
Zeke,
You
I'm not
see a
gonna.
guy in the background like this.
Yeah. Get off my.
Yeah, the guy like with a bat. Behind him.
What are you doing in my house?
Yeah.
Zeke, I'm not gonna put that link I just put in the chat, but you should get that place.
Okay.
It's pretty nice looking. It might be a con though. I don't know. It's got a lot of reviews.
Ooh.
And it's only $150 a night.
Oh.
That's crazy.
It's
And
not
it's
bad.
probably big enough to share with a whole bunch of people. So it's probably like 50.
Yeah, it's got. I don't want to. Well, it's got 2 guests, 1 bedroom, one bed. So.
Yep. Entire home apartment, 2 guests, 1 bedroom, 1 bed. Ooh. And it looks nice.
It looks pretty swanky.
Yeah.
Might
Well, and also the other thing is that it could be like a room inside somebody else's house, like a guest room, like a what's it, like a pool house?
Pool house, yeah.
Yeah, kind of a thing where it's connected to the property, but they're not actually living in that particular space. So you would have to share it with like the owners of the place, but you get your own stuff, your own space. I think.
If you're a con, like who cares, right? You just turn up at night and go to bed, wake up, and leave.
Yeah.
No, totally, for sure. Yeah.
Man, if you go to if you scale to like the 1,000+ houses, those pretty nice houses.
Is that 1,000 a night?
Maybe.
Yikes!
But that's the thing. Like 8 people share that.
Yeah,
Not
this
necessarily.
this
Not
could hold
necessarily. A lot of times
16 guests.
People will rent out their guest homes and stuff. So like,
Yeah, true.
You'll see like a mansion that has like one of those like guest homes. It's nicer than a lot of normal homes, and they'll just like put that on Airbnb when people aren't staying in it.
Yeah.
A lot of people actually do that around here.
And you may wonder why we're talking about this. This is good information for con goers and people like that to have. This pertains to us,
Right.
And like this community. Like this is. I mean, I before I knew about Airbnb, was paying out the nose for hotels or through the nose, out the nose.
I think both
Through the
work.
nose.
True, I think.
I don't use that statement very much, so I don't know how to say it, but I think both work.
Yeah,
Is it through the nose?
I think so.
I think it's
Maybe through the nose, yeah.
Anyways.
I was paying out my ass. I believe that's acceptable.
Out
I'll
my
say
ass works, yeah.
Out my ass.
Not in my ass, because that wouldn't make
Not
any
in my
sense.
ass.
That'd be odd.
We would have also accepted fuckload.
Fuckload does work as well. That is a correct vernacular, yes. Yeah.
Shitload.
Thanks,
Don't say
Family
shitload.
Feud host Ezekiel the Third.
Show me fuckload. What's the answer on the board? Do you have the number one?
Yeah, this place sleeps 16 guests, and it's $1,400 a night.
For a half second there, I thought you said the name of the Airbnb was Sleep 16, and I was like, that's too good.
Nope. Nope. Did not say that. It's a $2,000 on weekends. So and it's got a $3,000 security deposit. It looks nice though. I don't know.
Don't bring the band, my lord.
Yeah, it's like a 3-story house. Looks kind of nice. Anyways, that's TwitchCon. Not anything. There wasn't really anything else announced about it, other than the date and where it's at, and to book hotels. And that if you're interested in being an exhibitor, contact them. And that's it. I'm glad they got out early, though. I mean, it's fucking January 11th. It's the second week of January, and they're already out there saying, hey, TwitchCon is this time, this year. So,
Also, something that we were talking about on my stream, just while we're talking about TwitchCon, it's going to be very interesting this year to see what happens, particularly with big announcements. Like one of the things that I'm kind of convinced about is, last year with the Twitch Prime thing, there's no question it really benefited those that stayed home for TwitchCon. Like there was a benefit to not going. So it makes me wonder, I'm sure people at Twitch noticed that, and it makes me go, I wonder if they're going to do something this year to benefit the casters that do go to TwitchCon. Like I wonder if something will happen that is special, like the opposite.
we're giving away money at TwitchCon, bro. I know what you're saying. I'm just trying to think what they could do.
Yeah. But it makes me curious because Twitch is pretty good about seeing a problem, and a lot of times they'll come up with a pretty good stopgap or solution to it. So seeing as that was a big problem, seeing as people at Twitch talked about how it was a big problem, makes me wonder if something big will happen this year, which makes me even more sad that I'm probably not going. But
yeah, that happened to that guy, by the way. That guy that got like 3,000 subs in an hour or whatever.
There were multiple streams that had 3,000, like 2,000 plus sub trains. Absolutely insane amount of subs.
Did that last? Does anyone know?
No, I'll tell you right now. Actually, that was the next thing I was about to say. There's no question that even though a lot of casters benefited from that first month, it is evening out. It is very quickly. In fact, almost within 3 months, like by December, we saw that stuff evening out, and it started going to casters that cast just more raw hours or more days. Starting to get more subs. The couple that I talked to, in fact, one of the people that had 1,000 plus sub train, he was dipped under the amount of subs that he had
originally
after that. Yeah. Right. So it's, there's no question that this far out, it's not as big of an issue.
Yeah.
So, it really, honestly, at the end of the day, it wasn't a big deal. It turned out being a lot less of a deal than a lot of people thought it was. But
that was a crazy end to the year, right? With the whole Twitch Prime thing, and then the whole ad revenue thing.
Yeah.
It was just like a free race. Like, hey, have a race. Like it was a really interesting end of the year.
Amazon Prime was essentially a raise for Twitch broadcasters. It was Amazon saying like, hey guys, here you go.
Yeah, how much? What didn't they release the amount of new subs or something? Or no, they had a tracker for like the first week or the first 2 weeks that it was out, right?
Yeah, weren't they trying to hit 100,000 subs and they were going to do some charity thing?
Something like that. I think they gave away something to charity. I could look this up instead of just being. I think something like, we don't have a resource like the internet though to look any of this up, so I'm just gonna say I think so. I think that happened.
If only some kind of networked system existed.
Yeah, Twitch. Yeah, no question about it though. It really, the reason I said like, hey, have some free money is that's kind of what they did towards the end of 2016 with the extra ad rate and the
ad rate stuff. It's so hilarious. They're like, hey, so there was this thing and you're gonna get stuff and we can't really talk about it, but enjoy.
Yeah.
Like that was it. And everyone was
really unusual.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like no numbers, no metrics, no
when
idea.
Did that finish? Has it finished?
Does what finish?
When did it finish, the ad revenue boost thing? Because I kind of thought maybe they'd had some breakthrough and they were like, hey, like extra ad revenue until the end of the year. And then like come January, they'd be like, lol, psych, we got you. You now get that much ad revenue forever.
From what I understand, it was more of a backlog situation. And again, none of us know. So it's all guessing. But from what I understood, it was more of something had happened. It is now fixed and we are now catching you up. And then it should be just.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I think we didn't get a lot of details. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I wonder how much it changed people's like ads. Because for example, for me personally, I haven't run ads for years, but I started, I was playing Battlefield. So you get like 20 minutes of action, then like a 3 or 4 minute like server cycling time where you restart this, you're changing your maps and everything.
Uh-huh.
So I started like a quick 30-second advert once or twice an hour, and I'd never done it before. So I wonder how that new ad revenue thing was like. I wonder how it affected people that did you guys run any more ads, or did you really, or you just do your same thing?
Oh wait, you know what? Wait, I think we're talking about different things.
We might be talking about different things. Am I mistaken? I'm sure Twitch tweeted.
There was a period there where Twitch offered, I think, a 50% bump for ad revenue for
during December or something. Yeah.
I think it's done.
It is. Well, I don't know. I never saw like an end date thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like I thought they were going to do that and then see, because a lot of people don't run ads, and then they notice, holy shit, we just made like an extra $1 million of ad revenue when we're shelling out an extra. We're giving the broadcasters an extra X%, and then they might realize, whoa, if we just leave this on, we're just going to make way more from ad revenue anyway, so everyone benefits. So that's what I'm saying to you guys. Did we ever hear an end date to that, or because it was kind of vague?
I don't remember an end date.
But there's one thing, and I like prostrate this to all Twitch streamers, because there's in my opinion, there's absolutely no reason to do this, and I can tell you from experience, it will be significant money over time. And that is, every time you end your stream, do your goodbyes, say the stream is over, and then just put up an image or run an outro or do something and run 3 minutes of ads. It will blow you away how many people that can't sub, can't tip, are not in a position to do that, will stick around specifically to watch that 3 minute block every single time you cast, just to get you that extra money.
I started doing that in December, actually.
Yeah, and people are like, yeah, I never run ads and blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, if you're running at the end of your stream, they can all just leave if they don't want to watch it.
Grab a drink, yeah.
Stick around, can do it. You're literally just throwing away money at this point. Not only that, you're not giving an opportunity to contribute to people who very well may want to help you out, that are there every day and can't financially help you normally. So I don't know, man. It's weird to hear streamers be like, yeah, I never run ads, and not even at the end of my show. It's like, why? There's no reason not to do that.
Just so you know, it said I got an email in November, and then it said from now through December 31st, 2016.
Ah, okay. So they did have an end date.
Yeah.
It shows how much streamers actually read the full 50% ad. Did you guys see this shit? I don't know when it ends, but it's 50% ad revenue. It's crazy. And like the next word ends December 31st. So I didn't know that shit. I'm trying to find the actual number. The
number of new subs.
I think they said like site wide, they gave a number at the end, but I can't. Everything is just saying like, hey, this was announced at TwitchCon, but not like, here is a running list of how many new subs.
Because I remember during the announcement at TwitchCon, they had like an advert thing running around the Twitch booth, and it was like, we've got 10,000 new subs today out of 100,000. If we hit 100,000, we're going to do this for charity or something. I remember specifically being surprisingly underwhelmed at the number of new subs. I thought there'd be like 50,000 a day, but it was only like 10 or 15,000 by the time TwitchCon ended.
Right.
Well, when you think about
I know they were definitely tracking it.
Yeah, but when you think about how many active channels there are on Twitch, and every one of those is a sub in those channels, like even the idea of like 100,000+ subs filtering down into X hundred of active channels that are getting those subs, it's a huge amount of subs.
Here it is. So they tweeted out on, oh God, I just fucking clicked the thing. Twitter's so stupid. If you click on the outside of the tweet, it's like, well, guess you don't want to view that tweet anymore. This was back on the 6th of October, which is like right after TwitchCon. 500,000 subscribers since TwitchCon, made 500,000 for Game Changer org. So like,
yeah, that was
I wonder what the number is. They never have stated what the number was before that, right? Did they have that in the infographic somewhere at TwitchCon? Again, I can't remember any of this shit.
But if you think about like how many people, like there's a fair few people now that have like 10,000 plus subs, but when you get to like most channels, I would imagine 90% of broadcasters that get 1,000 to 2,000 viewers have about 1,000 to 2,000 subs. So if you extrapolate that, you're probably looking at a base number of like 100K. So to get 500,000 new subscribers, how many partner broadcasters are there now? Like 16,000?
Yeah, 14 to it was something like that, 14 to 17,000 or something, maybe 17,000.
There'll be like a third of those that are fairly small and have like 100 to 200 subs, and then there'll be a chunk that has like 500 to 1,000, and then there's a smaller chunk that has over 1,000, then a very small chunk that has like 5 to 20,000.
Yeah, I mean, you can if you look at it in the sense of a lot of the bigger broadcasters are very vocal about their sub numbers. Before TwitchCon, Summit had like 9,000. Now he just was at 16,000 like 2 or 3 days ago.
Ooh,
so
dang.
that's a huge fucking jump. Tim was at like 8.5 and now he's at like 13,000 or something like that. So it's a big fucking jump. Like there's no doubt about it. Twitch Prime has escalated a ton of broadcasters to a whole new tax bracket. which is how a lot of them will look at that for sure, especially with it being tax season and all.
500,000 subs. I wonder what they're classifying as. Does that? I wonder if they're saying 500,000 people on now subscribed to Twitch since this announcement, or are they saying that's 500,000 new subs?
I mean, it says since. So
yeah. And another thing to keep in mind is that's 500,000 subs. That doesn't necessarily mean they're going to resub. That may have just been like a one-off, and never going to come back. Or those are people that dropped their normal sub for Twitch Prime, which is a -1 +1 situation. So there's lots of
odd conversions there.
Yeah, there's lots of little gotchas that make that number a little bit less, especially as you start kind of going through the months. And at this point, like that's another thing. I'd love to know how much, like right now and for the last month, how many Twitch Prime subs there were, how many, like how is the program doing? And I understand why they keep that information private, but that'd be really interesting to see.
Yeah. But for you guys personally though, when you see a resub in chat, what would you say roughly the percentages of, you know, blah has resubbed for X months with Twitch Prime? Like I would say like 80% of mine are now Twitch Primes. I
mean, you can go into your dashboard and see, you know, Twitch Prime subs to regular subs. They have that analytic there.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Mine is about, last time I checked, I think it was about 60-40. And it was, before that, it was about 90-10. So over the past 2 or 3 months, people have definitely swapped over. You can calculate it by looking at how much money you're getting from Twitch Prime subs and how much money you're getting from regular subs, Sacro. There's not an actual number breaking it apart, but...
oh, I see. Okay. So mine's about 50-50 looking at this.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's pretty common across Twitch from what I can gather. The other people in chat were also saying another great channel to look at in terms of growth. Geek and Sundry had like 20,000 subs before Twitch Prime, and now they're at 31,000. Which I think, I have no other stat for this other than I just think. I think that's the most sub channel to on Twitch.
Wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. Because that, like, a single broadcaster with 31, that's fucking insane. That's like 1.2 million a year if they get like crazy splits on that. So I don't know. That's insane. It's definitely insane.
It sounds like generally the number seems to be about 50% gain. Like Summit went from 9.5 to 16, and Geek and Sundry went from 20 to 30. So it sounds like the majority, like the kind of ballpark figure is it was like a 50% increase of subs for most broadcasters.
That's almost exactly how much my average increased. Funny enough.
Same by me. Mine's about 58%.
Yeah, mine's about 25% increase. It's definitely lower in that sense, but people have swapped over to Twitch Prime.
Yeah.
Change subs basically, or change their sub method. But yeah,
it was definitely a success as a project.
100%.
Oh God, yeah,
without a doubt. Amazon.
When you're saying 50% more, you mean 200%, right?
If you had 200, then with Twitch Prime you have 300.
Oh, so you are saying 50% more.
Take your current number, cut it in half, and add it.
Doubling
Gotcha.
it, yeah.
Okay. No, I know the math. I was just like, I was wondering if you guys
also known
if I was hearing it wrong or I was misunderstanding it or whatever. But yeah. If I had to think about it, let's see. Yeah, that's honestly about right for me too.
Yeah. I also think a lot of people are talking about the idea of broadcasters that are newer to Twitch skyrocketing in sub counts. I think that's definitely true with Twitch Prime, where a broadcaster who's gaining popularity at a very quick pace, someone like Dr. Disrespect, can get like huge amounts of fucking subs in their first or second month of like being on that level. Because it is just like, hey, I'm going to swap over my free sub to this guy because he's pretty entertaining right now. And it'll probably stay. So I think it's great across the board. I can't think of a negative thing about Twitch Prime at all.
It's been a very for us type of system.
100%.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I can think
very
of
much appreciated.
What's that?
it has only served to enhance my jealousy of other broadcasters.
Understandable. Yeah.
even though like you guys said, we're probably all growing at the same percentage rate. It's just you hear numbers thrown at you, you're just like,
Yeah.
what
I'm
the
with you there.
fuck?
Yeah.
I'm with you there.
Yeah. It is crazy. Like overnight success
I'll be
can
honest.
happen now.
I didn't know how many subs Summit had right now, and I was kind of just there and like,
Yeah, it is. there definitely is a.
1,000?
There is a.
How many subs does he go?
Yeah.
Well, it's also. Maybe jealousy is the best word, like you were just saying, Zeke. But just casually watching Summit, and I'll be like, "Yeah, thanks for the 16,000 subs," and I'm doing something. What? Clip it real. No, he said that. That was actually real. That's a real thing that he said. So it is definitely there is that across the board, Zeke, without a doubt.
My lead mod's in chat, and he just pointed out one negative thing with Prime is it's not available to every nation.
Yeah. Okay.
That's imagine what the floodgates will be like when everyone's allowed. Every nation's allowed Prime. Like there'll probably be another 25% gain to everyone.
Yeah.
Well, a quick question: Is Twitch Prime available to any nation that has Amazon Prime?
Yes, and not all do, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
like some parts of
it's less of a Twitch thing and more of an Amazon thing.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, to go back to your original question, Co, I have no idea what they can announce that will be on the same playing or be equal to Twitch Prime. I don't know what the fuck they could do that would generate so much more revenue for every broadcaster on Twitch.
I couldn't think of a thing. But then again, to be honest, I would have never guessed Twitch.
No one saw
Same
Twitch
here.
Prime coming.
Yeah.
It came out of nowhere.
So yeah, like we'll see what they come up with.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like that's not even wasn't even on the list of things like broadcasters were thinking about or asking for.
Nope.
It wasn't like, hey, can we make VODs better? Can we do this? Here, we're not doing any of that shit, but here's like 50% more revenue for you. Okay, well, we'll be quiet about that other stuff for a while.
They're like pulling you aside. They're like, hey, just want to chat with you real quick. Do you like money?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well, we have something that may interest you.
Yeah.
So someone's saying we have Amazon Prime Video here, but Twitch Prime is not available.
Oh.
And I don't know where CX Swain is from, but
Yeah, Matan_D just said we have Amazon Prime last month in Israel, but still not active via Twitch. So
okay.
maybe
That would
that's
be a
something to
good
come.
idea. Someone in chat there said subbing with bits. Like it'd be cool if when you click sub, it says like pay $4.99 or use a Twitch Prime thing or watch adverts, and they watch like 6 adverts in a row, and it earns them enough bits, and it gains them a sub for that month.
That's a great idea, man.
Subs would go through the roof because quite a lot of people are like, I've got 6 minutes to spare watching adverts.
Yeah.
Dude, and there's no reason if someone has bought bits from Twitch and gives a channel 500 bits and does not have a sub, they should just get one automatically. If you're unsubbed and you give 500 plus bits to a channel, you should just boom.
Yeah,
Welcome
the
to
first 500, it should automatically make them a sub.
or even make it 1,000. Like, and that's so twice the price. You know,
Don't fucking give them that idea, Co. Don't
Well,
give
okay,
them.
fair enough.
Stop.
I'm just saying.
Stop
it feels
talking.
it feels super weird when someone has $100+ bit badge and not a sub icon. That's
Yeah.
weird. That is weird.
I agree.
So I don't know. That just seems kind of weird.
I agree. I would assume that we're probably going to see some things announced at PAX South because that's what it says in the Twitch Town Hall reading of PAX South. They're going to discover some of the great things we have in store for 2017. I don't know what that means. We'll see. I don't know what they could announce. And maybe we'll get some more information about the actual numbers of Twitch Prime stuff throughout 2016. I'd be interested to see that. That's on Friday at 3:30 Central Time at PAX House. So definitely watch that. I think I'll be the only person in attendance, though. I'll be the one person in the crowd because no one's going to PAX South.
You have to represent for us.
Yeah.
So if I fly down to San Antonio, can I stay with you?
In my house?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care.
You gonna sous vide me some steaks?
Yeah. But I want to start the show off with that, and I forgot. Co, have you been sous videing shit?
Oh, crazy amounts, yes.
What?
Steaks, chickens, all sorts of things. Like, we've been going ham with it.
What?
Is this that thing I heard
Ham?
about?
Have you been going ham with it?
Not actual ham.
Plastic wrap food or something?
Yeah.
On top of-
Yeah.
Yeah.
JP got me on sous vide. I gotta say though, like the big thing for me is steaks, man. Like we got this really nice cast iron griddle that has like the marks on it, and we've been doing all sorts of different steaks lately, and it is scary how well you can cook a steak in sous vide.
Are you seasoning before or after?
Both?
Okay, what are you seasoning when you put it? I'm learning. I'm literally learning how to cook through this bullshit because I put in a like a clove of garlic, I bought like pre-cut garlic into a steak, and that is way too much fucking garlic for one steak. Like that was just insanely garlicky and almost really awful.
It's interesting you say that. What Lena has done is she julienning, I think, is when you make really, really thin slices.
Yeah.
And she'll thin slice garlic, and then she'll cut into the steak and she'll put the slices in the steak. That's really good. Another thing is I actually ordered those bags that you have, and JP has these really cool bags that have like a little thing on them, and then you take a little pump and you like.
Oh no, I'm next. I had those. I'm next level now. I actually went and bought a food saver thing.
Okay,
so I have
I was gonna say
I have an industrial sized.
I ordered those at the end of last year before Christmas, but so many people were getting sous vides for Christmas that they were sold out until like the end of January. So I got one of those food saver things, like the actual ones.
Yes.
And what's really cool about those is you can do a lot more with liquids. So one of the things that Lena will do is put a steak in and then actually put in marinade. Like in
the steak.
And then we have like the one we have as like a liquid reservoir, so we can seal it before like all the liquid gets out.
Yeah.
So we'll actually cook it in the sous vide, basically in marinade. And oh my,
that's what I've been doing, but I've been learning about like there's too much fucking garlic in that steak, so I need to adjust.
We've been trying everything, man. Marinades, different seasonings, herbs. Like,
have you done a lot of chicken
out of there? Not too much. We've done a little bit of chicken. Actually, one of the things that was interesting that Lena did was we did an Indian thing, kind of like a chicken tikka masala, and she put basically like Indian spices and stuff in there, and then cubed a chicken, and then put it in there, and we sealed it, so it actually cooked as like little bites. And when it came out,
it worked.
God.
Fuck,
It worked
I need to
great.
do that.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's brilliant.
And the beauty part is you literally just, if you have a rice cooker, it takes 2.5 minutes to make white rice. You throw this thing together and put it in the sous vide. That's another 5.5 minutes of work. And in 2 hours, you just get the plate of white rice, dump the bag on top of it, and you have restaurant quality chicken tikka masala.
Yeah.
Like, it's delicious.
Yeah.
So
that's what I've been doing now in January is I'll start my sous vide machine during, like, I'm going to start it in an hour and 15 minutes. And it'll start warming up. You'll see me leave to drop something in there, and then at the end of the show, I'll have food done. So it works out. It's good stuff. If you have no idea what we're talking about, it's SOUS space VIDE. You can go and Google about it. What was the other thing? Oh, before we actually start talking about what we've been playing, did you guys know there's a new console being announced tomorrow night? Were you aware of this?
The Switch?
Yeah. That's like fully being demoed tomorrow night. I knew Co wasn't going to want to cover it.
There.
Do what?
Switch?
Wait. There are either a few streamers doing that, or there's another event where they're showing it off, and I think some streamers are going.
I think there's another event on the 14th where some streamers are going to it. I don't know. I don't know if that's public,
is the Switch
though.
the one with the two clippy things that go on the side?
Yes.
And there's like a screen in the middle?
Switch is Nintendo's big punch into new, and it's basically them making a mobile console.
I'm sure there's a streamer. I'm sure this was on Livestream Fails. I might be wrong. I'm sure there's a streamer that was drunk and he'd been sent one, and he was just drunk, and he's like, "Look at this!" and he just got it and showed it on stream. And like, he's got under some NDA that's like, you can't announce that you have this. And he's just like, "Yeah, look at it," and he's like taking it apart and booting it up and stuff on the stream.
I didn't know that.
I haven't heard that at all.
So I think like a Smash stream or something.
That's crazy.
And he's just like playing with it on stream, and his girlfriend runs in from another room. She's like, "What the fuck?" He like grabs it off him and stuff. Yeah. Unless I'm going crazy, I'm sure I saw that. That's why I know it's a clicky thing, because he had some kind of screen and he was like clicking these things on the side of it and all this.
Yeah, I had not heard about that. That's crazy.
People are saying it's fake. It was 3D
It
printed.
was made with a 3D printer.
Oh,
Oh,
3D printed one.
That's pretty clever.
it's pretty clever.
Yeah.
Speaking of fakes, I gotta say, whoever put that "I'm Glitch, you won the Golden Kappa or been awarded the Golden Kappa" in chat, you fucking fooled my ass. I was like, "Oh shit, I got it!" That was like, in the words of Three Amigos, that was good trick too.
I've seen that
Showed
before.
me. I was like, I've never had it. Whee!
Yep. Yeah, then it starts the train. Thanks,
Yeah,
Steve.
no, and everybody, it's because it's in chat.
Yeah,
Everybody,
everyone follows it.
I thought I got whispered, but no, I did not.
Yeah. You got fooled. You got fooled. So yeah, they're doing a live stream from Tokyo, so that's why it's tomorrow at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. So I didn't even bother to ask Ko if he wanted to come on the show and cover it, because he'll be asleep by then. But we're going to be doing a drop frames over it tomorrow night with myself, Dan's Gaming, Strippin, and Laura Nene is going to be there as well. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know really what to expect. Probably a launch release date, and I guess maybe the games and maybe a full demo of what the fuck it is.
I want to know if it comes with Zelda. That's like my one question. That's all. I just want to play Zelda. That's
That's
it.
the first question to
there-
any.
There have been a lot of leaks. People are saying that it will come out day one. There was also, I think it was Mad Catz had like a full accessory leak for it, and I'll try to pull that up in just a second. But one of the things is that they're launching with a fight pad, so they could potentially have a fighting game to launch with this fucking Switch, which seems really weird. Seems very odd.
Is Smash a Nintendo product? I don't know much about Smash.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe some kind of Smash thing, I guess.
Yeah. That'd make a lot of people freak out. For sure.
That's what. Yeah, definitely.
You don't do a lot of console gaming, huh, Sacriel?
No.
Is Smash a Nintendo release?
When was the last console game you played, by the way, Sakura? I'm looking this up.
I did an influencer for Twitch where it's like the latest Lara Croft game for like 3 hours on a PlayStation. The only reason I have an Xbox and a PlayStation is for the influencer stuff.
Yeah. Makes sense. So these are just some of the... it was Hori, I think, that... or who was it? Hori / officially licensed by Nintendo. So this is a bunch of the stuff that got leaked. One of them is the Zelda Breath of the Wild skin / set code. So people are thinking that will launch with
Awesome.
with that. There's also this fight pad. There's a protector for the thing.
Certainly looks cool.
Yeah, here's the Hori pad controller. What else was there? There was something else that was really cool looking. Here are the actual pictures of it. That looks kind of cool. I don't know. That's actual final product. The screen protector. Ooh, there's a premium. What the fuck? What's the difference? I don't
It's
know
in
what's the
4K
difference.
and it's the size of an entire like surfboard.
Maybe. And then there's this weird controller. So I don't know. I want to see what all they show tomorrow. A lot of people are. It is a very important time for Nintendo to actually do something big because the Wii U is kind of it's actually dead. I think there's one game coming out for the Wii U this year, and that's it. And it's Zelda. Maybe there's one other game outside of that.
Wow.
So they really need to make a fucking huge splash tomorrow, or it's going to be a weird next couple of years for Nintendo. So I'm excited to see what comes out of that.
Is it one of those kind of stream to your TV kind of things that seem to be? Didn't someone release like a handheld thing that you stream to your PC and the controller became like an extra screen on the game or something? That was like a year or two ago. Has anything been announced about this one being with kind of stream to your PC or stream to your TV kind of thing, or is it just purely?
It's the gimmick of the Switch that at least they showed already is that it has like a docking station. So when you dock it goes straight to your TV. Then it's like a console. But then you can undock and it becomes like a 3DS equivalent. And you can literally take that anywhere and still play the same game. And you can do it in real time. So like if you're playing Zelda and you have to go get on the things that they show in the video. You have to go catch a flight or get on the subway or something. You literally just go pick up your Switch and the game is there, like ready to play. right where he left off. So that's kind of the gimmick. But I don't know. I want to see more. See what else they showed tomorrow night. And it's also the first time I can remember that Nintendo has done a live stream showing this stuff. Usually they do like pre-made videos. Or maybe it's going to be a live stream showing a pre-made video tomorrow night. I don't know. I don't know what they have in store. But a lot of people are super excited for it. So I want to see how that goes.
I think a big concern for a lot of people, well, maybe not a lot of people, but a big concern for many people would be how long is it going to last off the dock? Like,
yeah, the battery life. Yeah.
Yeah.
There were a lot of rumors earlier on when they showed that it was only going to have 3-hour battery life, but I don't know if that ever got disproven.
But usually you get like battery packs you can click on the back.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, if it's external battery removing the battery pack, which I really hope it would be, then that hopefully won't be too much of an issue. But
Right, but I remember fucking lugging around my goddamn Sega Game Gear.
Yeah.
And that motherfucker went through 8 AA batteries in a matter of like an hour and a half.
Yep.
But you could have the battery pack, which was like this tube thing that you could plug into it. Like you could charge that tube thing and you get like another hour and a half out of it. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah. I remember that exact same thing.
It wasn't awesome. It was fucking lame.
It was pretty lame, yeah.
You'd be playing like fucking, I don't know, Sonic and just being like, oh, dude, I made it. It's like, motherfucker.
That happened to me do you remember the X-Men game for the Game Gear? Zeke?
Oh, hell yeah, I do.
Do you remember how fucking difficult that game was? And how hard it was to like even just go through? I'm trying to remember the first level.
Most old school games were hard as shit.
Right.
Kids these days were to play those games, they would think they were bugged and broken.
The X-Men game was especially difficult though. I remember, or maybe I just have bad memories because I would get somewhere in a level and I'd be like we'd be driving somewhere for a long, like a 4 or 5 hour trip. And like Zeke said, my Game Gear would just power down in the middle of me playing it. I would lose all fucking progress because the batteries would just go out in like fucking 3 hours or 4 hours on that shit. It was ridiculous. And I never owned the battery pack like you were saying. So I didn't have that privilege, Zeke. All right. I wasn't on that level.
I must have lived a charmed life.
You must have had a charmed life with your battery pack of your Game Gear. Those things, wasn't the Game Gear really expensive when it first came out? Am I misremembering that?
I'm not sure.
Well, am I just like thinking like I was when I was back then when I was 5 years old and thought everything was expensive because it was expensive because I was 5 years old?
Because to you it was. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know how much that stuff was. Maybe Chad can remind me.
It's about time we revolutionized power. It's getting ridiculous now to the point that everything has to recharge and extra battery packs and all this. In 2017, you think you'd be able to just have something in your house where everything in your house is just being charged all the time. If you're in your car,
$150.
Do you know what I mean?
I agree. Exactly.
Elon Musk, can we get on that, please, mate?
Yeah, the thing you got to think about though is if we do away with all that, that is like an entire industry that is no longer going to be making money.
Actually, if we could please not talk about Elon Musk.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he talked about his favorite games recently on a show.
Uh oh. What did he say?
I can tell you, JP'd be pleased.
Oh, he plays Overwatch. He's tweeted Overwatch before.
Overwatch?
Yeah.
He didn't even know what Last of Us was.
Really?
And that's the man taking us to Mars.
I didn't hear that aspect. I know he had been tweeting and had tweeted rather at the Overwatch Twitter account, but
I don't want to talk about it.
He didn't know Last of Us. Wow.
Hasn't he got like a bunch of quirky Easter eggs built into his cars? Like there's some, he's got like a 17-inch panel, like a touchscreen. Apparently there's some weird stuff you can do to make it become like a Star Trek command panel or all sorts of weird Easter eggs that he's built into his car as a joke. It seems like a pretty cool. Like,
I don't own a car. I don't know.
You're about to crash. You're about to crash. No, just kidding.
Yeah. That's a great Easter
turn
egg.
off your damn movie.
Yeah, Jesus. Have they actually hacked the Tesla panels to like play movies and shit on it yet? Has that occurred? Is that a thing?
Someone hacked a Tesla from like 7 miles away or something, and they just like started turning on the autopilot and getting it to drive to them and stuff.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they actually hacked the Tesla. Yeah, apparently he's fixed it now already, but they had to cut it. There was like a security discrepancy in the media side of things that could leak through to the other side, and they like made them two distinct separate things.
Huh.
But they they use in the latest cars they use like Titan X.
Yeah, NVIDIA.
or something to do all the like millions of operations a second for the cars. That's crazy.
At CES, NVIDIA's press event was like basically dominated by AI stuff for cars, and like they're working with Audi now to like do a new AI car with them, and like all this ridiculousness. So it's crazy that a graphics processing, like a company that was built on fucking making hardware for computers, GPUs, is now getting into the AI business of cars. But
That's super cool.
It's awesome.
You've seen if you go to the Tesla website, there's this new video where they drive a car around with the latest version of the autopilot, but they have all the debug.
Yeah.
So you got on one side, you got like the video feed of the just dash cam, and on the other side, you got 4 cameras, and it's like, you can see all the little squares scanning things and like assigning things. And apparently, like the algorithms are insane. Like when it sees a car, it will go to a database and check what the car is, so it can know how well it brakes, how fast it is, how heavy it is, so it can factor those into all the calculations. It's not just there's a car always getting closer. They can actually go, oh, that car weighs this much. It can go this distance. It can accelerate at this distance, at this speed. So it's all like trillions of calculations a second. It's not just, nuts. The world. It's going to be amazing when that stuff's really revolutionary.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited for the day when it can do that, but it can say like, the driver has been single for this long. She likes, she likes to eat at this restaurant.
Zeke's just ready to fulfill
her.
Yeah.
Allergic to peanuts.
Zeke is just ready for the stalker car, the stalker AI car.
Introducing the new Tesla Stalker.
Yeah. If he sees someone jogging, the camera
will automatically follow that car.
It scans them and goes, they've got a gammy leg on the left side. They're probably depressed. You've got a shot. Go for it.
Oh my God.
Built-in steering wheel Tinder controls allow you the customization.
You can swipe right while you turn right.
I kind of hope that I live long enough to see cars that have ads in them, because you no longer like have to drive, and so they just plaster ads all around you nonstop as you're driving.
Dude, imagine leasing cars and you get a discount if your car plays ads.
Yeah, I mean they already do it with TVs. A lot of the newest smart TVs have like blatant ads when you're just browsing their own software to like watch a movie. So I could totally see them doing that with cars. It's
going to be, what was that? Minority Report. Remember Minority Report, where the adverts scan your face and they're like, hey, you sad guy, you need this drug. Like, oh God. It's going to get to that level at some point.
Totally will. I hope I live long enough to see that, because it's going to be hilarious.
Apparently some guy at MIT said the current like millennial generation, I guess, are the last generation of kids that will ever get to drive a car. Like when they have kids, their generation will be, they won't be driving for another 30 years from now, whatever, 20 years from now. So by that point, it will be unsafe to let a human drive a car compared to what the AI can do. Which is a kind of a weird thing to think that our children, are probably never going to get to.
Knowing how to drive a car will be a rarity one day. Like that's a very odd thing to think about. So, I don't know.
It'll be like, remember, there'll be like YouTube videos in 20 years of like, look at this guy, he can still drive a car. Like these videos of like a Japanese like dude who can build a house out of one piece of wood or something. Like these traditional skills that are lost now.
Yeah,
like, I can do a gearbox, and you'll be like, it's gonna be weird.
Changing your oil is going to be a thing that no one knows how to do in the near future. It's going to be a thing. I don't know how to even do it right now. So there's that.
I do. I take
Coh, you couldn't change your oil. Don't give me that look.
I interned at a car dealership for 2 months.
You might be able to change your oil, right? You cheated. You worked there. If you lived a normal life.
Okay. Changing your oil is literally undoing a screw and replacing a filter that you screw in and off. Like it's a lot simpler than people think it is. It's really not that hard.
All right. Well, there you go. Now you know.
I saw a GIF on Reddit the other day. It was there's this subreddit for like car engineers where they have these horror story cars come in and they have to fix it. And it's like, look at this, and there's some stuff's broken and stuff. And this guy unscrewed the oil thing from this car that hadn't had an oil change for like 30 years, and the oil inside was just like one lump of like dough.
Yeah,
and
I saw that.
He had to like pull it out, and it was all like, it was nuts. It was like 70% solid instead of liquid. Yeah.
Yep, I saw that GIF. That was gross for sure. We got about 30 minutes. Let's just continue with the news, and then we'll come back and do games. Does anyone care about Scalebound being canceled?
I'm glad.
About what?
No, I'm super glad, because I thought that game looked absolutely terrible. I didn't like it. Yeah.
I tried to remain positive, but
I had the same reaction as Sacriel. I don't know what that is.
No, Zeke, we talked about this. It was at the E3, It was Scalebound was that game where it was like dragons, but they were like the lead characters were like super cool guys, and like they were like doing it. It was so. Do we have the trailer by any chance?
I'm trying to find it right now.
I'll
Yeah.
just look it up.
Are you saying scale down?
Scalebound.
One word, Scalebound.
Scale
And yeah,
down.
like there was. Don't get me wrong. There were a couple things in it that looked like it could have been cool, but it was like a Watch Dogs 2 situation where it was quickly drowned out by a lot of other stuff. No offense if you like Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah, no, I saw
it was a somewhat interesting concept with very poor implementation.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So,
It looked
I don't know.
rough.
I wasn't sad that it
How
got.
can you talk about anything with dragons? Dragons is such a cool thing.
That's what we thought too when we started. In fact, if you look back at the E3 thing, when we first saw the preview, we were kind of like, "Whoa, what's this? This looks cool." And then like the characters start talking, and you watch the whole thing,
Like
and
this
it's
is
like,
the gameplay right here, and I remember we watched this and we were like, "Can this just end? Can this be over yet?"
I've never seen this. I was at E3, so I was sleeping during this conference because I was up for 12 hours at night.
It was during the Xbox conference when this was shown.
Yeah, it wasn't the Xbox one like one of the first ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was on Tuesday at like 10 a.m. or something like that. Yeah.
Watching this footage, it's like the lead designer just had his kid come in and just said like, "What do you want in the game?" And like dragons and 1,000-foot scorpions and fireballs, and it's like he just added everything. It looks nuts.
I want to check before I say this next statement, but I think Hideki Kamiya, who is the director of this, is the creator of like Bayonetta. Yeah, he is the director of like Bayonetta, Okami, Devil May Cry. He worked on Bayonetta, Okami, Devil May Cry. So like he has great pedigree of games.
And to be fair, Bayonetta looks ridiculous on paper like this.
It does, 100%.
I haven't played through the second one, which people seem to love, but people seem to love Bayonetta. So who knows?
Do they love it because it's a scantily clad woman doing backflips in slow motion, though?
I think that's a big part of it, Zach.
It's sort of the reason why I like Bayonetta,
but it also
was because it was super high actiony and it didn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah,
and it had like it had a cool kind of like up for debate kind of storyline. Like you could up for interpretation. I mean,
it was like angels versus demons, that type of stuff.
Yeah, something like that. But you'd be like, oh, this is this. No. It was really cool though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But and this looks fucking awesome. I don't know what the fuck. How did I fucking miss this?
Really?
This
looks awesome. Yeah. Okay.
Fucking huge dragons. Are you kidding me? This looks great.
Yeah. I don't know. I just wasn't super into it when they showed it. I think what happened is the presentation went on too long, and it was this.
Something happened in this that where I remember we were like, "What is going on?" Like I think it's later or something. I remember at the beginning of this, it looked interesting / pretty cool at the beginning. And then it got to a point where we were like, okay, this is not a good direction for this. I can't remember what it was.
I think maybe they started flying.
It was when we zoomed down his headphones and stuff. We started seeing all the little things.
Oh, the weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of Bayonetta-ish, though. I mean, the same stuff happens in that game.
It already just looks a bit much, just from this trailer. Like, there's just so much gone on already. It kind of looks like they've over-designed it almost. I think if they did a cinematic trailer and then let that go, then it probably wouldn't have had a lot of criticism.
Yeah.
Well, as long as if they just put like a helmet on that dude and took off those fucking dumb
instead of the
tray off of his fucking neck, you put a helmet on and like a full face helmet.
Yeah.
And took the fucking headphones off. I'm sold.
Well, I mean, you're never gonna get it's canceled.
Shit! It's part of the game.
It's canceled. Okay. It's 100% canceled. Yeah. It's also part of the game. I think that's like he powers up or something like with I don't know.
Think how much money they spent already though, just to get where they are with that. It's probably like $1 million worth of development.
Oh, totally.
It's funny to look at this and think about like what some of the successful indie game devs would do if they had access to a studio that could make stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just makes you go like, and all of this is just wasted. Just
instead of just buying
wasted time, wasted energy, wasted money. Yeah. And you got people like Concerned Ape making multi-million-dollar games by themselves in a room. And it's like, what if he had access to this kind of team, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, that's canceled, so I don't even know why this webpage still exists because it says like,
wow,
everything's here for it, so it's done. It's straight up canceled as of this week, which was also funny too because someone broke the story that it might be canceled, and then Microsoft responded and said, "Yeah, it's canceled." So there wasn't even like an official outcry from Microsoft to begin with. It was in response to something else. I didn't read too much about any of the other nuances of the announcement. So I might be missing a couple things, but that happened. You'll like this. It was theorized because of the Steam sales and where it was on the list that the Stardew Valley guy made $24 million off of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I sure just under
He did it all, right? The art, the music, like,
Yeah.
pretty impressive, man.
that is nuts.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And also the fact that there was some other part of the story that he quit his job and his wife like carried the family or carried the two of them for like 2 or 3 years while he worked on the game, and then he made that much off it. It's a pretty cool story.
Yeah.
It's pretty good that he was able to do that stuff.
I've actually heard
Remember,
that.
ladies, stick by your man.
Yeah, I've actually heard that stories from a few streamers.
Yeah.
Who are like, I was trying to become a streamer, and my significant other was making all of the money that was supporting us until like finally I actually made it, and I could make a living. But that was like a year, 2 years where I was just like, I'm sorry, I'm following a dream.
Yeah.
Dude, I was actually in that situation.
I think a lot of people were. A lot of streamers were.
A lot of first streamers are, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a new story trailer for Horizon Zero Dawn that launched today. Obviously, you need to hear audio because it's a story trailer, but shows some new stuff in the game. Shows some different cities. It's kind of the first time you've seen any of the civilization stuff in the game. I hope this game is as expansive as they've shown it to be, and it's not small. If that makes sense, it's not compact. This is a Horizon Zero Dawn.
What platform is that on?
PS4.
Okay.
It's PS4 exclusive.
I want this game to be good.
Yeah.
But I'm so worried it's going to go Far Cry.
When I saw what we just saw, like little group, like that looks great. It looks like it's huge, and so does that. That city looks awesome. But when they showed some of the like tribal stuff in the beginning, I was like, man, that really screams Primal to me, and I don't get a good feeling about that. But all this stuff looks pretty cool.
Do we know anything about who's writing the story?
No, it's Guerrilla Games. It's the same people that make Killzone. So if you can pull from that.
And to be fair, the single player Killzone that came out, what was it, with a PS4 or whatever?
There's a lot of
that. Wasn't
Shadowfall. Yeah,
Shadowfall. I played through that entire thing. That was the first Killzone I ever played. I didn't have a bad time in that game. It certainly wasn't like, super good, but the story and the acting and some of the cutscenes and stuff were top notch. I'm hoping that they can pull that into this one too.
Yeah. I've never seen any of these other characters. It's the first time they've ever shown any of this stuff. So
This is
it's the writer of New Vegas.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Do what
now? That piques my interest because I really enjoyed New Vegas.
A lot of people did.
I enjoyed it more than Fallout 3, to be honest.
Is that in game? Graphics are wicked.
Oh, the graphics are insane. Yeah, that's in game.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It looks really good.
What if that's on a pro?
That's what I was just thinking. Is I wonder how much this game will benefit from being played on a PS4 Pro. I wonder if that will actually really help. We'll see. It's out February 28th. In what is that? Like 40 days or 45 days, something like that. The other thing too is, remember that game that I showed you guys, Sakura, I'll have to show you, but remember that game last week I showed you where you flew around? It was like anime-ish.
Gravity Rush 2.
Gravity Rush 2, remember that? Yeah, it's getting really good reviews. Like 8s and 9s and like really positive fucking reviews for the game. And I think it came out this week. So
no kidding.
I don't have any plans to check it out at this point in time, but it's getting really good reviews, and I want to. I don't even know if people are streaming it on Twitch. Let's see. I wonder how many people are streaming.
Oh wait,
right
it's
now.
out.
Yeah, or maybe it's out next week. It's either out or it's out this week.
Okay.
18th.
Are they media reviews?
Oh, is it
then?
18th? I thought it was already out.
Yeah, I was going to say I think there's a demo or something, but I don't.
Well, I
think
played the demo. Yeah. Okay, it comes out the 18th. I apologize, but the review's are already out, and they're saying it's really good.
Yep. 8.4 IGN.
See,
9 GameSpot.
That's a game that where the anime wouldn't really matter too much, because that one's all about the gameplay. Not only the gameplay, the very creative looking gameplay. So what happened?
So I fucking read a comment from Bike Man. I may have to put it in my butt.
Thanks, Bike. Thanks, Bike Man.
Sounds like a bike man thing to do.
Completely off guard, and I just wanted to spit out my coffee. Just sorry.
But yeah, it looks cool. I mean, like even the gameplay we looked a little bit looked pretty freaking awesome. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, I thought that was already out. I guess that comes out. Is that? Yeah, next Tuesday. Okay. And then I think that's all. Was there any other news that you guys wanted to bring up? I don't think there's. It's the first of the year is pretty boring when it comes to a lot of the news.
Has that No Man's Sky expansion thing come out? I saw some kind of trailer where you can build bases and build ships and all that kind of stuff. Is that
That's been out for a couple weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I saw it and I was like, oh, it's okay, but
Yeah,
I don't know whether anyone really cares.
Definitely a lipstick on a pig situation. Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of cool, but it's still No Man's Sky.
Oh, here we go. We can tie this into. We can talk about this and then maybe come back from the break and talk about it a little bit more. Elite Dangerous had a player come in contact with alien life for the first time last week, and the game had been out for like a year or some shit. I'll pull up and show the video because it's kind of terrifying to watch, having not even played the game.
It's really good with audio.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I assume with having played the game that it was really fucking terrifying. Oh, this is the second video. Let me pull the one from when he's in hyperspace.
And the big takeaway from what you guys are about to see is this was not some promoted thing the devs did. This wasn't some like, you know, hey, look at the player we staged, do this for you. Like this was just a dude doing his thing, from what I understand. And then yeah, you'll see.
Yeah, I'll put some audio through so you guys can see it.
So to put this in context, you normally can't get knocked out of this hyperspace. Is that
Yeah,
right?
can you?
That is correct. You can get knocked out of Super Cruise, which is when you're in a system, but when you're actually moving between systems, from what I understand, at least I never ever have gotten knocked out from that point. Did it freeze for anyone else?
No, I paused it. So,
Okay. Yeah.
what is
So-
going on here? So everyone, can you preface
the
this?
The way that Elite works is that there's systems that you can go to, and the systems have planets and stars, and you can super cruise between them, which is like really fast movement. But then when you want to go between systems, you do this travel right here. Now the thing is, normally this is just a loading screen, so you do your thing and you're watching all the space dust and stuff go by, and then you just pop in the next system. But this is what happened to this guy.
Yeah, so that's not normal right there, where it says hyperspace conduit, and then it gets pulled out. Okay. Let's let this play.
That's super rad.
And then here's the best part: his ship dies. So keep in mind, when this happens to your ship, all of your controls don't work. You can't do anything.
He probably thought it was a bug at this point. Like, what?
Yeah, and then let me load up the other clip real quick where he
Oh, wait.
actually shows the thing.
I was going to say that was about 5 seconds from it.
Yeah, for some reason they split it up. Here's the other. This is already shown, but that thing just kind of appears.
That thing slowly kind of comes into view.
It's pretty cool. It's a pretty good looking alien thing too. Yeah.
Pretty cool, yeah. When it comes onto view, it does like an Inception, like.
Oh, and as
like super intimidating.
What's important to recall is that the alien race in the game, Thargoids, only exist in and attack people in hyperspace.
It's pretty crazy.
So they only exist in hyperspace. But he's out of hyperspace now, isn't he? Because it pulled him out.
We think so, yeah.
So has anything else been like found about this, Co?
Well, what happened is they released the aliens have been in the game for a while, just never to like this. And then just a couple days ago, or yesterday or today, they put in this big new patch. Yesterday, actually. And what they did was they added in this new mission that has a massive reward, the longest mission time ever of 28 days. And it's a mission to basically scan these alien places to get more information on the race. All of this together basically means that the devs are now bringing these aliens into the world. Nobody knows why. Nobody knows what they're going to do. Nobody knows how it's going to work. But from the looks of it, the players will be the first people to figure this out. This isn't like something you're going to see on a gaming website a month before it happens. They didn't even announce that this stuff was happening. They're letting the players do all of this. And what's really cool about that is there's no question they're losing out on publicity. You know, like they're sacrificing so the players can be the first ones to experience this stuff. So That
So
goes
this
a
isn't
long
a
way.
DLC or anything, though. It's not like,
Nope,
hey,
100% in the game.
$4.99 in Steam DLC. It's just a patch, came out of nowhere. Everyone's playing normally, and then like, whoa, you seen the guy that got attacked? That's so cool.
That's
It's
right.
really cool. Yeah, yeah. I thought when I saw that, I was like, oh shit, maybe I should play that game a little bit more because I've spent like maybe 10 minutes.
That's exactly what I thought about a week ago.
Yeah,
I don't even like space games, but when I saw that, I was like, kind of want to play that now.
yeah. It does look pretty cool. Ko, you have been playing a lot of Elite Dangerous.
Yes.
There's a little bit of other news before we get there. Just quick tidbits. Final Fantasy sold, 6 million units?
15?
Final Fantasy 15 exceeded 6 million units in shipments and digital sales. So, what they put out a number. They said that they had to sell for it to be a success. But I forgot what that number was. So, that's just
How much is the game? Was it like $50?
full price, $60. Yeah.
Quick note, by the way, there is an expansion out for Elite called Horizons, and it looks like you do need that expansion to do the mission. So,
When did that come out?
while ago.
So that's okay. So it's just like most people would have it anyway, kind of thing.
Yes, at this point. Horizons actually lets you land on planets and like drop into like little land survey vehicles, and you can drive around. It's awesome. So Horizons does a lot on its own, and then apparently this is extra. Yeah.
Okay, so apparently the 10 million was the studio's personal goal, not necessarily how many it needs to move to turn a profit. So it seems like it did all right. I don't know. Apparently they're going to try to fix a lot of the story stuff with Chapter 13 as well. So we'll see what comes out of that. And then just a small little bit of news regarding Mass Effect Andromeda. They showed some gameplay stuff at the NVIDIA panel from CES, and it was like 45 seconds of actual gameplay. I'll show it here in just a sec. They also said that it's going to be 1080p 30 on PS4 and 900p on the Xbox One. So play it on PC probably if you want to get a better looking game is what I extrapolated from that. Mass Effect Andromeda. Let me pull up the gameplay here to show this. Is this it right here? Yes, I think this is what was shown. Oh no, this is what was shown at E3. Fuck. Well, regardless, you can go look at that on your own. It looks all right. It looked. A lot of people were saying it looks way too arcadey and like too gunplay focused, and not what they were used to from the other games. So we'll see. But Ko, let's talk about Elite Dangerous some. I'll pull up some of your footage.
Sure.
You've been playing a lot of it recently.
I have a little question actually about.
Oh yeah, what's up?
I want to get into Elite Dangerous. I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure yet. Is it the kind of game where, if you've not been grinding for the last year, you'll be underwhelming? You'll have like slow ships that everyone else can destroy and da-da-da-da-da? Or is it fairly easy to get into it? Like if you think about Eve, it's like, you have to sit there and learn like accreditations for like 6 months before you can fly something big and fun. How is it for Elite?
So Elite is kind of an anomaly in terms of how it lets you play the game. First of all, as you can see, I've been playing mostly in VR, which is by itself an absolutely incredible experience. Just being able to look around your cockpit, look wherever you want to at any time. It's extremely freeing in very, very cool ways. But that being said, Elite offers some very interesting ways to play. You can play solo, in which case there are no other players that you play with. So you can just go at your own pace, do whatever you want to do. You never have to worry about non-NPCs invading you. It's really slow and you can do whatever you want. Then there's open play, which is everyone. So when you're in a system, if I was in a system in open play and you, Sacker, wanted to come in, you just find that system on the map and you go to it and we would see each other.
And we're all on one server.
Yeah, exactly. And then and this is the big thing for streamers, there's private groups. And private groups allow you to play with everyone you want to play with. So for instance, Sacral, if you wanted to play in the afternoons, I play in a private group with me, Barry, Bike Man, some subs, and all we do is hang out together and just play around in the game. We never have to worry about, people griefing us, that kind of stuff, which definitely happens in open play. In fact, Bike Man was playing this morning and there was a stream sniper that had an
Hold him out of hyperspace or something.
chip. And what this guy was doing was whenever he found Bike Man warping into his system, he would just immediately interdict him and then immediately kill him. And that costs money. You lose missions.
That sucks.
Absolutely.
Killed him in one hit, from what I saw.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So you can avoid all that if you want to and play the game however you want to. And then the thing that's a little like it really rubs some people the wrong way, including me, is one thing you can do in Elite is you can play solo, beef yourself up to the best stuff in the game, and then jump in open play. arguably there should be like an open play profile and then a private and solo play profile, but they don't do that right now. Moving on from that, Elite Dangerous is not as much of a game as it is a simulator. This is you're going to be controlling a lot of different things at once. There's tons of different commands. It is, you're very much like when you dock, it's not just an issue of, hey, let me hail that ship and then click dock and I pop up in the station. You have to if you don't have a docking computer, which you can buy, you're having to physically land your plane every time you land. You have to get right in the center of the docking strip, make sure your landing gear is down, make sure your hard points are off, all this little stuff. It's kind of like a flight simulator, except for spaceships. And of course, simplified a little bit. But really at the end of the day, Elite is a sandbox. For someone like you, Sacriel, it would probably take you about a week to really get down what you want to do. However, there's not like a main story. So, there's nothing really pushing you along to do it. You kind of have to set your own goals. You kind of have to set what you want to do. Like for me, I've mainly been setting goals. It's like, I want to get this ship and then this ship. And like today I got this really awesome ship called a Vulture that has the biggest gun mounts I've had so far. And I'm having a huge amount of fun with it. Now the next ship I want is even bigger. And I'm just kind of moving down that line. But yeah, it's not too hard to get into. I definitely recommend VR if you can. I definitely recommend a HOTAS system, a hands-on throttle system, if you can get one. And here's actually landing on a planet, which is pretty cool. Does it better than No Man's Sky, honestly, in my opinion.
Because that's hard.
Wait, is that the planet right there? That texture?
We're just gonna throw away that awesome comment.
No, we heard it. It was subtle enough.
Sorry. I thought it was hilarious because that's hard.
Is that is the ground, right? I'm having a hard time discerning.
Yes,
okay.
That is the ground. You can land directly on the ground. Some of the places you can go to, you can actually you can radio them to dock. They'll give you a docking pad, and you can actually land at these kind of ground-based cities. There's missions involving the different places, points of interest. I don't know if I actually get out into the vehicle in this one, but the vehicle is really cool. They did a great job with that. You can get this little land skimmer. They're planning on adding more vehicles moving forward, but you can get this land kind of skimmer thing that can do all sorts of its own unique things. That has a laser turret on the top you can jump into and fight with. And it's a really fun world to explore. And if you're a sci-fi guy and if you like spaceships, there's no question you should try Elite Dangerous. Especially now. It was a little, from what I heard, it was a little bumpy at the beginning, but now these days, as someone who's only been playing it hardcore, which is a few hours a day, in the last couple weeks, I can say that it's been a blast learning the game.
Why are you shooting this guy?
This is a mission where you have to kill skimmers, and this is actually what's kind of interesting is you're watching one of the most frustrating parts I ever had in this game. Oh. That was when it was patch day yesterday, and not only was our private group crashing somewhat frequently, I think we crashed like 4 times in 3 hours, but it was not properly getting quest datas. It was not properly registering kills. Things weren't going as well. It was bumpy. So, but yeah, it was just a mission I was working on at the time.
Gotcha.
So just not relating to the actual game, but the system itself, if this is Oculus only, right?
No, I'm actually wearing a Vive in that.
Oh, that is Vive. Okay.
Yeah. And I've actually played this with both. And,
okay.
That, just to address that really quickly, I started playing this game.
You're on thin territory here, Co.
I just want a one or t'other. Like,
don't talk about VR too much.
If I were to spend money, which one?
Just about to get to this, and I'll make it very quickly. Started this game in a Rift. It worked great, and for me, it looked fine. But the Rift has some issues in Elite Dangerous where it zooms in. Your FOV is reduced in the Rift. Now, if you're like Bike Man, then and the Rift fits your face directly ahead of you, that's fine. Whatever Bike Man looks at is on his screen. It's zoomed in, but whatever, because you always see what's going on. However, my face is weird. It's got some weirdness on it.
Someone just clip that out.
When I put on a Rift, it angles down slightly.
Oh, so like
just the way that the Rift is designed.
Yeah.
So the fact that it looks down a little bit, combined with the fact that it zooms in, meant that when I was playing with my Rift, not only could you not see shit, but in dogfights, all you'd see was my feet and the top was the control panel. Like, you literally would not see anything. It was terrible. So now what's cool is, and the reason that was, by the way, was because the Rift does not interact properly with Steam VR. So you have to use the Oculus external program, which kind of has its own ED kind of preview thing. So what I did was, just to test, I switched to the Vive. And the Vive has its own little set of issues. But since it goes through Steam VR, it is not only more centered, which the Rift only shows left eye. So you're always kind of looking to the left, which is a little awkward for some. The Rift is not only more centered, but it also runs at a better FOV. So for the viewer, the Vive is better for me. But with people with normal shaped heads, I guess, the Rift will probably work just fine for you. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if we answered the question.
In Rift, you can use a program called V to anchor your Twitch chat in VR anywhere you want. So at the Rift, on Bikeman's stream, you can look up and you will see Bikeman looking at a block of Twitch chat. It's great. The Vive, however, uses a different program where I can anchor any window I want, but the stream doesn't see it. So if you look on the stream right now, there's actually in my Vive, I see a giant block of Twitch chat between those two orange bars at the top of the screen.
Oh.
I flick up on my joystick, and that chat switches to my recent subs and tips, so I can read those out in VR as well. So you can actually completely interact with your stream in VR, which has been one of the reasons I'm streaming it so much lately. And more importantly, you can, the stream doesn't see it, so it
keeps privacy.
Did someone already make that for you, did someone make that for you from your community, or was it already made?
The programs for the Oculus is called V, and the program for the Rift is called OpenVR. The chat program that I'm using that allows me to switch between tips and subs and chat and everything is actually a custom system designed by Barry Carlian, who is one of my channel moderators and lead programmer.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the V thing and the whatever they're called, can they just capture any window you
got it
determine?
It's exactly what they do. You just get a list of it's kind of like OBS. You just get a list of every active window.
Super cool.
What you want, and then you have like XYZ sliders, XYZ tilt sliders.
So you can scale it and okay.
With my program, what most people were doing in Elite Dangerous was sometimes in Elite you can be traveling for 20 minutes at a time. You can get missions that just send you off into the void to deliver stuff. And what you can do with OpenVR is you can actually do that with VLC. So people would have their headsets on and be watching like Battlestar Galactica on their dashboard in VLC of their ship. Yeah,
that's super cool.
Yeah.
All right, here's some ship combat. Zeke, did you have a question? Did we talk over you? Everyone talked at once right there.
No. I think Zeke was just.
I wanted to know
what's better, Rift or Vive, right?
Oh, and
if I'm going to spend $800 or whatever.
There's not a better. The Rift is going to have a slightly sharper screen. The Vive is going to have a slightly better room scale adaptation. Both are relatively comfortable. Both work relatively well. And we were actually talking about this on the stream today. It's really come down to preference. There are going to be people that prefer the Vive. There are going to be people that prefer the Rift, and there's really nothing that either of them can say to each other that's going to sway the other party. Like it's apples and oranges at this point.
Then I will wait till it comes out on PSVR.
Don't know if it is.
Heard it was. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I heard it was. And that way I can get in on the ground floor when everybody is making
there you go. Awesome. Perfect.
Is it not? Because that would break my heart.
I'll be honest. I have no idea. And if someone in chat can confirm if Elite's coming out for the PS4, it might.
I don't think that's been announced. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's not coming. Frontier is looking into PSVR support for PS4 version of Elite Dangerous. There you go. That was 1 month ago. So
have you done Vive before, Zeke?
Have I done Vive? No. I've tried all of them. I've done not exclusively played for hours, but I've tried the demos at conventions for I've had the Oculus and the Vive on, and out of all of them, the PlayStation is definitely the most comfortable, in my opinion. It's really light. It goes on and off really easily.
Actually, I'll agree with you. And from a comfort perspective, the PSVR is the most comfortable. And there's one very key reason for that. Both the Vive and the Rift rely on a back band pulling the headset onto your face.
And a normal shake head.
PSVR has a ring that's super padded around your head, and then the screen hovers in front of your face. So you don't have that constant pressure that's always against you.
JP, you're smirking your ass off right now because we're going into VR. Let's take a break. Come back.
No, we got 1 minute. I was letting this go till 5:30, and you have 18.
No, I saw your I saw this. I watched the chat. I saw your goddamn shit-eating smirk over there.
Because this is Sacriel. I feel bad because we get new guests on, and they weren't here the week prior or other weeks when we've just talked about VR to death. And it's such an interesting topic, but we've spent probably collectively 10 plus hours talking about the same topics with different, which is totally fine. That's all I was making note of in the chat. So Phil, I'll give you an extra 2 or 3 minutes if we want to carry on the conversation now that we've interrupted it, but looks like we're good.
I think we're good.
Okay.
I think we're good.
All right. That's
We
this
aren't going
week.
to say anything that hasn't been said before at this point.
Yeah. That's this week in VR. Tune in next week for more. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in just about 5 minutes with what everyone else has been playing. I think we're good with VR, though, so we'll see you next time in about 5 minutes, a.k.a. next time. See you then.